Hey everybody, JBuzzsaw79 here with a quick video up for the top 7 incantations. I've been meaning to put this up for a little while, and I just keep getting behind with stuff in my real life. Without any delay, this is the top 7, again, incantations as I view them. This is just my opinion on them, realize, not probably actuality if they're this strong or things like that. So, alright, here we go with that video. Alright, so at number 7, the very first guy that we're looking at here is going to be none other than the Minor Heal card. Now, with Minor Heal, it does range 0 to 1 for 5 mana that heals 5 attack dice. I view this to me as the best incantation at the 7th slot because of the fact that it is so good. Heal costs a little bit more. Yeah, you get 3 extra dice, but really for the amount of mana you're spending and the dice you're willing to heal, I like to believe that Minor Heal is kind of the best option. I don't really like Healing Charm most of the time. I try to include at least 2 Minor Heals in every book I have. There's times I've cut out, regular heal even, or other things to put these in. It is just that good. Straight up, to me, is well worth it, of course, and that is why it is the 7th overall best card for incantations. Taking up the number 6 slot is kind of a toss between Purify and, I guess, if you want to look at the Mage Warriors Academy, it would be the Remove Curse. Maybe that's from the Grimoire. Regardless, Remove Curse would be, to me, the interchangeable one between Purify, of course, and itself at number 6 in this countdown. I choose Purify only because of the fact that you remove as many poison conditions as you wish from a target, and there are just a crap ton of different things that stack poison effects. And as far as you get the weak, things like, I can't think of anything else apparently off of my head with weak, but you gotta get the idea. There's a lot of things. Even there are curses that activate that give poison effects. So I believe that Purify is a good choice for that. I try to tend to run at least one Purify in every book, only because of how useful it actually is. I say that after exclusive gameplay, so it's not just I'm randomly saying it because I wanted to say it. So otherwise, again, also Remove Curse, but I don't know. Usually, you got to remember too that only really the Dark Mages are heavy cursors, and so when you run like Dispel and such, like that to me kind of counteracts the 1 or 2 curses that you need to remove when you need to remove them. Outside of that, most books are not going to run a lot of remove curse type things as far as like your poison blood and things like that. So that is why I put this at the 6th. Coming in at number 5 for me is Defend. There's many reasons why I like Defend. First of all, it's a range 0 to 2, which is really awesome. It's a novice spell, so it's only 1 point no matter what book you put it in. Place the guard token on. There's some times where, in that bind moment where, depending on what's going on in the game, somebody might say, okay, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to guard. And then your opponent looks at that and says, okay, I'm going to attack that guard because I know then that I can get through and do another play afterwards. The field will be open. And then, suddenly they come in and they swing at a guard to get rid of it, and then you cast Defend and put another guard on. It's very cheap. Really, in the term of everything going on, 2 mana to place a guard is really good. There's been a couple times I've actually considered throwing this into a book with On a Wand, just to try to get double guards off of stuff. One thought in particular for me was running it with the Guardian Angel, who heals 2. So in between getting hit and clobbered, you could run her next to your any particular holy mage you want, and then throw this on a wand, and you probably had a defender for life at that point. With something like the Guardian Angel, though, the amount of healing you can get is good, and unless they're going to go after your wand, you pretty much got yourself your own personal defender at that point. So that's why this is 5th on my list. Coming in at 4th, Rouse the Beast is a really good card. That's why I put it at 4th. Some people probably argue with me and tell me it should be a lot better than that. But, again, it's taking your other action. And if you don't have, like, a temple out or a layer to do the action to summon the beast anyway, it doesn't really matter. Now, that being said, however, running it as a combo piece, very effective. What I mean by that is, if you're going to put a monster out, sometimes people are like, okay, he'll summon something, and then you put it out, and they've prepared a really different strategy, and then you rouse the beast on top of it and smack him in the face. They're not ready for that. So you get that nice surprise element there. Some people would probably tell me, well, you could just go ahead and, rouse the beast if you need to guard or something, but at that point, why not just cast Defend? So, I think it's useful. I think it's good, and under the right circumstances, I would actually have to say pretty much almost all books really should include, I think, one Rouse the Beast, just for that one moment where you can summon something. If you're trying to do like a kill to hit something, depending where it is, like if, here's an idea, is your mage is sitting there by himself, he casts a summons as a full round, and then, if your opponent has initiative, try to time it and line it up so that way you summon, and then for your action, you cast Rouse the Beast, and now you have this thing there, and it walks over, smacks someone in the face, and initiative passes back to you. You can hit him again right away. They would only have their quick cast to use to defend with, so in that instance, Rouse the Beast is pretty darn good to give you a nice setup and hit somebody twice. That is why I put Rouse the Beast at 4. Coming in at 3rd, Force Push, while utilized for a lot of people, I think it's in a weird way also overly used. Like it's good, but it's not that good. Obviously, if you want zone traits, you throw up your walls, you push people through it, and then they take the damage from the wall attack. I get that. Or if you want to break a guard, you push them in another zone. Or if they're trying to move away, you push them to where you need them. It's to me useful, which is why I put it at 3rd of the 7 here I've picked. But still, there's people who are like, oh God, you gotta have Force Push. You can't leave without Force Push. One I can see in a book, in some books, again, maybe 2, but outside of that, I really don't see a point to it. Even in a Force Master book, I don't know if I would run more than 2, in my opinion. So, again, it's like, to me, an averagely good card. If that makes any sense to anybody, I don't know. So yeah, that is why I'll put this at 3rd in my list of top 7. At number 2, finally, here we are with battlefury. Now, this may have caught a few people by surprise, I'm sure. I'm going to pause just for a minute at this point, only to simply say that now I didn't count dissolves. Okay, I'm not counting dispels, things like that. Seeking Dispel also obviously included. Like those 3, you wanted to be almost run at least 2 generally in every book, or some form of them in books, because they're just always useful. Same as the previous mentioned with force push. You probably want to run at least one, maybe two. I think if you want a minimum. But point being that Battle Fury is actually a really good card compared to what a lot of people might think about it. I mean, the next round, or excuse me, next time you attack in this round, you get to swing again as a quick attack. So, depending on what you're pairing it with, it can be pretty darn disabling. I mean, just to say, for example, you go ahead and like, all right, I'm going to cast this on water elemental. Something gets 2 attacks, 5 dice with the push. So it smacks something, pushes it through a zone, follows right behind it. Then it hits it again, pushes it again. Well, you've moved that, 2 zones now. Setting up for another, nice play or what have you. I mean, that's really interesting. Another nice one would be Double Strike. If you Battle Fury or Double Strike, because why not? It just says your next melee attack. It doesn't talk about full round actions or anything. You just hit an immediate quick attack. So, for 5 mana, the number of attacks you can do is staggering. I have decided to add this mainly into my Straywood with my wolves and with my falcons, because the number of attacks I can get off with a wolf for a level 2 monster is just a lot of fun. I've considered maybe moving this also into my Paladin book, not just because obviously it's a war spell, but because of the fact that it's very similar to the Straywood in that sense that you have a lot of low-level monsters that if they can swing twice, they have doubled their effectiveness of like 5+, even 4+ by that point, as far as creature level is concerned. So Battle Fury by itself is interesting. I feel it's highly underrated for what it actually brings to the table in cast. And I believe it should be kind of considered for a lot more books than what it actually is. So that is why I put it at number 2. Finally making it to my number 1 choice is none other than Knockdown. And I feel just as if I did with the Battle Fury that Knockdown also is a card that people are going to look at and say, what are you thinking? But, Knockdown for 3 mana. The target is incapacitated until the next phase, or until the end of the round. If, for example, that creature has already acted, you can knock it down and incapacitate it for the turn. This removes guards. This helps against flying things. It's another mage that if they were I'm really low on health, they're probably gonna go ahead and chuck double boulder at me, or I said boulder rock rather. Cast knockdown on them. Now they've wasted their turn. So there's a lot of things that knockdown can do that is extremely helpful. It's very flexible, very useful with 3 mana. If you're starved for mana for the turn and you're planning yourself for Counter-Strike, cast knockdown on something or someone. If somebody's trying to pull back, and they, have like a Dwarven Panzer or something like that, and they're trying to defend the castle, so to speak, cast Incapacitate and go to town because, gosh, why not? If they got a flyer up on top, and they're trying to, move away or get away, nothing's more enjoyable than to be like casting an Incapacitate on something. I cast it once on somebody when we were playing. They had pulled out the Straywood and used Fluella. I cast Incapacitate on Fluella. While she's on the ground, everybody mobbed her, which was huge in that particular game because it was like turn 5 or less, and investing 12 mana and then watching basically, only having it out on the board for 3 turns, very hard for them to recover from that. It allowed me to put a lot of pressure on early in the game because of knocking her down. So My number 1 is, again, other than Knockdown. So, that ends this countdown for the top 7 incantations that I believe are the best in Mage Wars Arena. This is Jay Buzzsaw. I just want to say thanks for watching, how much I appreciate it. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel as well. And I'll thank you in advance for that, as well as any comments you want to post as well in the comments below. Thanks a lot.